Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Friday. I'm a lot later today because I'm currently at the Sunshine Coast, so you'll see the beach out in the background there. I'm just down at Cotton Tree at the moment in preparation for Joe Dispenza's course, so I'm super excited. But jumping into our topic today, which of course is, are you physically exhausted? And I think that this is a super important one because at times we can all feel really drained, really tired. Hey Sandra, hey Charity, hey Amy, lovely to have you all on. Hey Lynn, lovely to have you on. And I think that this one's so relevant, well, particularly for what I'm about to embark on. But quite often when we're feeling physically exhausted, we're actually saying no to ourselves. We're not giving ourselves permission to actually give ourselves or ask for what it is that we actually truly need. And this is really important because what we're actually doing in this moment is actually shutting down our heart chakra. And this actually really depletes our physical energy because it takes so much energy to keep the heart shut down. Hey Christy, great to have you on, darling. Hey Robin, hey Katrina, lovely to have you all on. It's so beautiful. So this is so important because I think quite often as humans we can feel that it's wrong to actually ask. I know I was going through a mentoring session the other day with one of my mentors, and we were just talking about and feeling into how uncomfortable it can feel sometimes when we are actually asking for what we want, or just giving ourselves permission to actually ask for what we want to. Hey Di, hey Kath. And it was fascinating. It shocked me, in fact, how difficult that I actually felt that was, and it's something I feel I've really improved with over the years. I used to be terrible at that, and really lived in that disempowered feminine state of putting everybody else's needs before my own and not asking for anything, and feeling really shut down and feeling angry and resentful as a result of it. Because let's face it, when we're giving so much during a day, you can't give from an empty bucket. Well, you can try, but it does produce anger and resentment, and this is letting you know that your boundaries, something is off, something's not okay. But quite often we beat ourselves up for then feeling unloving or feeling angry or not feeling conducive to who we actually are as well. Hey Vicky, hey Kate. Great to have you all on, and Kath. So this is really important, and just feel free to ask any questions as well if you guys are feeling like really physically exhausted at the moment. There's a few things that we can do immediately. So we've got to look at 4 different aspects of ourself which really impact the physical energy, and of course that's our physical body. So if you're not taking great care of your body, quite often we all know what we should be doing, but are we actually doing it? And even this morning I had quite an interesting sleep the night before. I think my mind's going into a lot of processing and just releasing and things like that too, with heading up to this course. Hey Chris, great to have you on. So that was really interesting the night before. I slept so heavy last night, but I woke up and my body just didn't feel quite right. Got into the water, did a little bit of yoga, gone for a beautiful morning walk. So just taking things nice and soft and gently, but checking in, what is it that I need to give myself today? Is it permission to just be gentle and kind to myself? I think quite often our mind wants to control everything, so it's freaking out if the to-do list is not done. It wants control. It wants that feeling of approval. It wants that sense of security that everything's going to be okay. So it's trying to manage so much, and in doing so, we're actually shutting down our heart energy because the mind's taking over the whole system. So it's like push, go, do. So getting just some gentle movement, regrounding your system. So this quite often can produce feelings of anxiety. It's like the electrical system in our body needs to be earthed. It needs to be grounded. So if you haven't done that recently, maybe get out on the grass with some bare feet. I love to pretend that I'm a gum tree and send roots down through my feet, right down deep into the center of the earth, spreading out for kilometers wide. And that gives me such a feeling of groundedness. It'll also reduce any feelings of anxiety, because it's kind of like if we're ungrounded, we're like an electrical wire that's maybe been knocked down in a storm. You might have seen one of those where it's flipping and flopping around everywhere. So that's what our energy is kind of doing as well. It also doesn't allow ourselves to be fully supported by Mother Earth as well. So this is really important. Hey Sharon, hey Di, great to have you on. Hey Kate. So really, really important to ground yourself, to get some water, get hydration into you. I know we all know it, but are you actually doing it? Are you drinking 2 to 3 liters a day? Alkalize your system. Get some greens into your system. Get some citrus into your system. They're the two biggest things that make such a difference to alkalizing our system. Alcohol, caffeine, too much animal product. I definitely eat animal protein, but too much of that also creates acid in the body, which creates inflammation, which will create feelings of lethargy, muscle soreness, tiredness, exhaustion. So flooding the body with that. But the main things here, hey Lisa, hey Virginia, great to have you guys on. The main things with all of this is really making sure that you keep your heart open. And this is not always an easy thing. It's about actually feeling what you're feeling and acknowledging that your feelings are there for a reason. I was reading a great book suggested to me by someone at Ascendicare that I did a presentation for the other day, and on well-being and wellness and self-care, and how difficult that it feels to do self-care sometimes as well. And the book's called Lost Connections, and it's all about a guy that experienced anxiety and depression, and how he was sold the story that it was this brain, serotonin imbalance, and that all of this stuff. It's such a great book. If anybody's experiencing anxiety or depression, I really encourage you to go read that, because it shows how all of the placebo effect, which is what Joe Dispenza talks about. Hey Kimberly, hey Nick, great to have you guys on. Really can make a difference. So our mental thoughts, so obviously our physical body, taking great care of our physical body, but our mental thoughts impact how we feel. If we feel that we're not enough, if we're focusing on all the things that are going wrong or all the things that are difficult or hard, that will instantly detract from our physical energy. It makes us feel powerless. It makes us feel a sense of despair or frustration perhaps, or overwhelm. So we've got to start to shift our focus as well. It is so important to focus where you want to go, what you're wanting to create. We are creating, we are manifesting all of the time, guys. It's just, are you actually doing it consciously by tuning into what it is that you do want, instead of trying to block what you don't want? And this is again where we shut down the heart energy. I know for myself, even just opening myself up more to smiling at people, and it's something that I normally do, but I'm noticing that I'm doing it even more, and really opening my heart, making a conscious effort to open my heart, because when we do that, we're allowing all of that beautiful energy in, instead of trying to block things or shut down our system through fear and control. Hey Scott, great to have you on. Hey Kayla. So Amy, the book was called The Lost Connections. If you're looking to find information on that, I'd certainly recommend Joe Dispenza's books as well. The Placebo, Are You the Placebo? I think that's the book. I've read it so many times, and I'm just trying to think of the name off the top of my head. If you just Google placebo effect and Joe Dispenza, you'll find it. And Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself as well. Both of those really explain what's actually going on neurologically, how we become chemically addicted to the stress hormones like cortisol and all of that, which makes us feel fat, and it affects our memory and our cognitive function, impairs sleep. Like, there's so many different things that go into this. Hey Michelle. Yeah, it really can make such a huge difference as well. My pleasure, Dylan. And so really just checking in. So we've got the physical side, we've got the mental side. Emotionally, what are you holding on to? What do you need to let go of? I've been doing some Sedona method releases lately, and it's just such a beautiful process, because it's really just allowing and welcoming the feelings. Now, how often do we push those feelings down? Do we suppress those feelings? Do we squish them down back into our body? Go, no, I haven't got time to deal with that, or I don't want to deal with that, or it feels uncomfortable, which of course it does. But what happens is we carry that bag with us for so many years, for such a long time as well. Hey Greg, great to have you on. It's so difficult lugging this huge big heavy bag around of all of these old emotions, and they get stored in our muscle memory. So every single time we go into a certain posture, that emotion is actually triggered. And all of you, I could ask all of you to say, explain what a depressed person looks like and what a confident person looks like. And that's because we've all got that muscle memory, and it's universal. So all of our emotions coming from the kinesiology background really do get locked into the body, and it really does it manifests on a physical level. So this is where, if we've got like a sore shoulder, where have we held on to old hurts, perhaps in the shoulder blade area, which is on the subscapularis muscle, which is on the heart meridian. And so a lot of the energy gets stored in there. Where are we feeling overburdened with life? Where have we taken on too much responsibility? What are we not taking responsibility for? And when I say that, quite often people feel overly responsible for everybody else's emotions, but aren't actually taking responsibility, or not at the level that would really make a difference in their life, for their own emotions and for their own happiness and for asking for what they want. So it's a huge thing, this whole responsibility thing. Quite often we're blaming ourselves, or we're criticizing ourselves for what other people are experiencing, or feeling that we're not enough. We've got to come back to feeling that sense of wholeness within ourselves, which helps us to open our heart, give to others more. As a society, I think it's been indoctrinated. You've got to work hard, you've got to push hard, you've got to give until there's nothing left. And I said it the other day in the wellbeing course, exhaustion is not a badge of honor. It's really like these days, and I used to buy into that theory. I used to believe that the more tired I was, or the busier I was, the more productive I was, the higher my self-worth was. It was totally intricately linked, and it's not true. Just letting you know, the higher your self-worth, the more you'll ask for things, the more you'll allow life just to be easier, and you'll be able to give more genuinely from that space, from your heart space, allowing the heart energy to flow open as well. Hey Shane, great to have you on. So this is so super important as well too. So we've got the mental side, we've got the emotional side, we've got the physical side, and then of course we've got the spiritual side. Now when we feel disconnected with our higher self, of course we can never be fully disconnected, but when we've shut down our heart energy, when we've bought into the ego survival mind's paradigm of fear and illusory fear, we feel separate, we feel alone, we feel lost, we feel confused, we feel that we're not enough. And this is super, super painful to live in, and quite often we forget that we are so much more than just this body, this role, this person, this what we're currently living. We forget that we're this amazing divine energy that's been squished in to this like limited body. And the second that we become physical in our physical body with our spirituality, it really does limit us. It pulls us back into, suddenly we can't be anywhere that we want to be. We've got to take the physical body with us. Now that might all sound a little bit crazy and a little bit out there, but it is so, so, so true. And I was telling the girls in my Empowered Women's Circle the other day, when I fully released, let go of needing to feel that sense of separateness, or fully let go of my identity, fully let go of needing control. And we've got to be doing this, or not, we don't have to be, but you can choose to set yourself really, really free. And when I did that, I had this beautiful moment where literally I couldn't feel the edges of my physical body. I honestly felt like I'd melted through the floor, and I was fully connected with everything. I had magpies eating straight out of my hands that were out of the wild. There was just all these amazing, amazing experiences, but I've never felt so loved, so connected, so open to experiencing life from that place as well. Hey Joe, great to have you on, darling. So it's really important feeling that sense of connection with ourselves, and really tapping into our heart's guidance, our soul's guidance, that largest part of ourselves, because it really does have so many beautiful answers for us. It guides us in a way that we can't possibly it brings coincidences and synchronicities, and I don't truly believe in coincidences. I think life weaves such an amazing tapestry for us, and everything is happening for us, not to us. And when we can remember that, we can really look and find the blessings in all things, and act from that heart space as well, which of course is going to bring greater physical energy. Hey Karen, great to have you on, darling. Hey Maggie, hey Marty, great to have you guys on. So super important. So 4 things. We've got our physical body. Take great care of your physical body. Water, great nutrition, move the body, ground yourself. We've got our mental space. What thoughts are you thinking? Are you focusing on what's going wrong, what's not going right? or focusing on what it is that you want to create, what it is that you do want to be experiencing. Are you thinking about those things? We've got our emotional state. Are you releasing your emotions? Are you allowing yourself to cry? Are you allowing life to move you to the point of tears? Are you allowing yourself to express some of your anger, and forgiveness for self as well? I think quite often when we're hard on ourselves, we'll project that stuff onto other people. So are you forgiving yourself? Are you feeling your emotions? And lastly, are you giving yourself space and time to connect to the quiet voice within? Our spiritual voice, our inner divine connection is really so important. Hey Kim, hey Alison, great to have you guys on. It's so important to give yourself space and time when we are rushed, when we are in the sympathetic nervous system, go, can't stop, too busy, gotta keep moving. Hey Kay, great to have you on, darling. It really does we get so filled with that white noise of the ego survival mind, wanting control, wanting approval, wanting security, wanting to know that it's safe, wanting to know that it's okay. It's trying to control and manage everything around it, as opposed to coming back to that divine connection and just knowing that you are absolutely okay, you're guided in every moment, and then you can act on that intuitive voice so much more because you're actually giving yourself the space and the time to listen to it. So I truly hope that's been helpful for you all. Hey Yang, great to have you on. If you've just jumped on, maybe you want to jump back into the start, but I've just ran through those 4 things, those 4 different aspects of ourself that really do help to increase our physical energy. But the biggest impact that you'll have is really opening up that heart energy, opening yourself up to life. I was talking to my mentor the other day, and she was explaining a lot about this fear of living and this fear of dying, and you can imagine how paralyzing that is as well. And I certainly relate to that. I'm certain lots of other people will as well. Hey Simone, where we're so scared to act, we're so scared to step into and live our fullest life, and yet we're freaking out, going, oh my God, about the physical body. Oh, I don't want to die, I don't want this to happen, I don't want that. So we're caught in this paradigm of fear, as opposed to just opening our heart, experiencing life fully through our heart, whether that's tears, whether that's emotion, whether that's joy, whether that's happiness. I tend to cry with everything, whether it's like ultimate joy and happiness and just overwhelmed with feeling blessed and grateful. Quite often my girls will laugh because they're just like, are you crying? And I'm like, yes, but they're happy tears. So it's just really allowing yourself to experience life at the level that you really choose to, and remembering that we're unlimited beings. We have access to so much help, and remember to ask for what it is that you desire, ask for what it is that you need, ask for assistance. When we're not doing that, we cut ourselves off from allowing other people to help. And if you're used to being a caregiver or somebody that gives and it's harder for you to receive, give somebody else the opportunity to feel all those blessed feelings that you get when you give as well. When we're not allowing ourselves to receive, or when we're bouncing compliments off, just not really absorbing that, then it's kind of like somebody's giving us this beautiful gift and we're rejecting it. And I know that, like, if I did that, you can take things personally or not. Obviously that's a choice, but it's such a joy to give a beautiful gift to somebody and for them to go, oh my God, that was amazing, thank you so much, and to fully receive that through their heart energy, as opposed to, what, this old thing, or just deflecting compliments or deflecting some of the beautiful ways that people really do want to give to us as well. So just remembering to keep the heart energy open will make such a difference. Lots of love to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. So much love and gratitude. Wishing you all such a beautiful and amazing day, and so many blessings in your life as well. Big love. Bye.